welcome to Flooring Models book review time. Now, we haven't actually done a book for quite a while, so it's quite nice to see one. And this particular book, to be honest, we've been waiting for quite some time. Now, full disclosure, Jamie Haggo, the guy who's written this book, is actually a very good friend of me and the Flooring Models site and everything else. So, of course, this will be totally biased. But to be honest, he's been harping along about this book for so long now, it just seems eons since they initially mentioned it, and finally we've got it in print, and boy does it not disappoint. As you can see, it's a softback book. It is approximately, let's have a quick page count here. I think I'll do the homework first. It's around about 240 pages. It's a really nice square bound back book, great for your modelling bench. But what's lovely about this particular book is that Jamie takes you through everything, which is the nice thing about it. Some of the books, they tend to focus on certain areas. Some things about obviously generally weathering, other things are perhaps like dioramas, paints, oils, whatever they are. But Jamie is obviously quite well renowned for actually doing fantastic weathering, very much true life in scale effect weathering that we all love. And obviously if you've been on the Flooring Model site or anywhere on the net, you will know his work instantly as soon as you see it. So in the book itself, we have a bit of a flick through. We can see it's got obviously a little bit about Jamie himself, and then talks about his products and the tools that he uses. Okay, so it's quite nice to get a really good insight down into this. Okay, so it talks obviously about the paints that he goes through and all the different systems that there are for those, and then obviously with the weathering products that he uses. Okay, and then he uses obviously the tools that he uses. Funnily enough, we get a small mention as well, which is quite nice. Okay, and then obviously talking about the actual aircraft and how he goes about doing seam work, filler work, various things, as you can imagine, through construction. So it's Jamie's take on it and how he goes about it, which is some nice little tips down in here, like using plastic card right the way over the system to take care of steps and things, as you can see, but generally working with all the different mediums which Jamie's pretty much famous for. So such things as re-riveting, re-scribing, where Jamie absolutely shines as a modeler, as you can see, going through these. And there's his riveting, so it talks obviously about filling riveting, and then obviously going in and doing your new riveting lines himself. Okay, and then using great reference shots all around the actual book as well to give you an idea of what he's trying to achieve with it. And as you can see, as you make your way through your book, you will see all of the different areas of the model which he actually sort of shines with. So obviously talking about using wiring details and obviously little bits of scratch building, photo etch, resin, so on and so forth, right the way through all his builds and how he goes about achieving the fantastic finishes he does. So as you can see, it's one of these books which is just going to be an absolute myriad of information down in there with the different weathering, using different chipping techniques, using different washes and things like that as you make your way right the way through. And again, these great reference photos to go alongside what he's trying to achieve and the look that he's trying to achieve. So you can see this sort of flawn and worn down area, and then on the other side we've got what he's trying to get out of it. Okay. And again, the thing I do love is obviously the reference work alongside his work as well to show you right the way through. Now, full disclosure, obviously this is a book by MIG. So as you can imagine, there's a lot of MIG products in here, but there is other products as well. So don't think this is just a giant catalogue for MIG's range and going through it. This is a lot of obviously what Jamie uses, his preferred tools and techniques, but obviously you are going to find quite a lot of MIG products down in here. And obviously if you've been following the Flooring Model site for some time, you'll recognise a lot of these builds where perhaps we've seen a few sneak photos and the odd reveals, things like that. Now you can see the full build in glorious Technicolor. So as you can imagine, there's a lot of different sort of models down in here in various scales, going through. Obviously we've got this beautiful one down in here, which obviously was a real favourite of mine, with the actual MiG-29 in the sort of primer state right the way through, and showing you how he actually achieved that right the way through to the sort of mottled, heavily worn down look. And then obviously, as Jamie's sort of well known for his haggoed look, as we call it, which means it's actually been like kicked to death, scrapyard type look things, but as well as pretty much on. But again, talking about roundel painting, and obviously we haven't got time to go through every single page, but as you can imagine, you've got such a diversity of all the different types of modelling, genre, techniques, and various ways of doing things, right the way down to here, which is a nice little touch when I was reading it, was about fading down decals and sanding decals, which I've been sort of championing for some time now, and it's nice to see that, you know, again, different ways of achieving the same thing. Okay, so giving those worn down looks by sanding them and chipping at them and stabbing at them and everything else. Distressing metal coats as well, which is obviously something Jamie's very, very good at with his chipping techniques. Talks about all about those right the way through the book, and again showing you exactly how he goes about it right the way through. And as you can see, highly, highly detailed, nice, clean, clear, precise photos showing you exactly what he's doing. And I often criticize books for pointing at things. So I call it brush pointing, because really it's sort of showing you what their idea is without actually explaining it particularly well. But having spent a few evenings now going through the book, Jamie actually does these very nice step-by-step showing you what you need to know and when right the way through, and showing you the effect he's actually going for, which is a nice touch instead of just pointing at the finished result and things like that. So as you can see, like doing this wash gear with the rusted effects and everything else, shows it up very, very well. Okay. So don't think this is just one of those standard sort of pointing at books, because there's a little bit more than that, as you can see. So again, distressing that nose on the Phantom right the way through, the different ways of doing it, and then obviously into weathering washes, winter camos and that. Again, some beautiful work that he's done in the past, and as you can see, it just keeps giving and giving and giving. And then we're talking about dirty and griming up and just generally worn, torn looks to models, things like that. Again, you can see it right the way through. And then obviously working with oils, doing dot techniques to blend right the way through. And as you can see, the different ways. And again, it's quite nice. We've got various photos showing the stages of what you're going for. And there's that beautiful MIG. And as you can see, it just literally just keeps giving and giving. Battle damage, again, another one that's spoken about a lot. How to achieve it, thinning down the plastic to get the correct scale look, and then tearing your way through it to give that ragged sort of, you know, worn out look. And then obviously a lot of bit of the back bracing as well, of actually how that's achieved. So again, very nice masterclass into actually doing that. I know a lot of people ask about it, and again, we've got it down in here. And then some more beautiful work, and as we make our way through the book, you get more and more different techniques showing different ways to do it. And as we always say with the hobby, one of the things is that there's, you know, 100 different ways to skin a cat, and this shows it beautifully. The other thing as well, this is obviously one of my absolute favorite builds of all time of his, and this was that beautiful Bronco, which was given the sort of Mad Max worn down look. Again, beautiful step-by-step photos right the way through how he achieved it, with great reference shots showing internal structures of aircraft just to get you that thing. And there it is, the airframe done, and then talks about obviously all the scratch built details right the way through, and how he achieved a lot of that worn, torn look on the Bronco, and obviously how he upgraded it and distressed it right the way through. Again, one of my firm favourites towards the end of the book right the way through. And again, some other little things talking about diorama bases, some nice little touches just down at the back there just to set these things off. And then we got some beautiful reference photos just at the back of the book right the way through. Again, I know a lot of people aren't a fan of books, and then you get loads of people who love having the sort of coffee top, tabletop book just to have a flick at, and also it's that nice thing you can have it with you and you can just have it to the side of you, have a look, have a go, have a look, have a go. Again, the thing is I love about this book, and I'm not just saying it because Jamie's a personal friend of mine, but it's not just one of those normal sort of, and here it is, and then I did this, and then I did that. And that's why I don't do sort of photo builds so much, I prefer the video builds. But actually I think Jamie's done a really good job of trying to convey in print what you're trying to get across in 1,000 words. You know, as we all know, I would say if a picture speaks 1,000 words, a video does 10 million. But the great thing about this one, they are very simple step-by-step procedures to follow to get that type of effect. So Jamie's sort of leading you on different paths to say, look, this is how you get this effect, this is how you start, you're going to do this, 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 then this. Instead of just, that's what you're going to get at the end of it, and here's me pointing at it. So from that point of view, it is definitely well worth it. The actual book number for this one is A.MIG, M-I-G, and then as you can probably see it just on the end here, 6030. I don't know if it's got an IBN typing number on this thing somewhere. No, can't see it in there too much. But there we go. But again, it's available pretty much right the way across the net at the moment. It's definitely well worth your book. And actually, kudos to Jamie. You've done a fantastic job on this book. I've been through it personally twice, actually. I've spent 2 evenings going right the way through it. And I've picked up loads of little goodies in there as well. So absolutely a must for anybody who's getting into the hobby, mediocre at it, or you just want to see how other people do things. So there we go. That is the masterclass by Jamie Haggo, Modelling Schoolbook.